Thank you for choosing TH11 for your news at 6. I am Rolly Hoyt alongside Faith Woodard and Chief Meteorologist Tom Brandon.
Yeah, the Weather Impact team has been under a weather impact alert tracking severe storms that could lead through the night. And Tom, what's the latest?
We are keeping a close watch on a storm that is in Polk County that looks as if it's going to cross just to the south or southeast of Hector, Arkansas. It's probably the strongest. It's the one that has our attention anyway. So with that in mind, there are several severe thunderstorm warnings out there across north central and western Arkansas. Notice the overall motion is southeast, so they are going to get closer to central Arkansas in the next couple of hours. And they've been holding together. The cold front is to the west of us. Oklahoma storms are lining up outside that cold front, and there's a warm front over the northern Two-Rosa County. It's not a good recipe, especially with an area of low pressure at the surface spinning to the northeast. Along that warm front, storms could rotate. Let's take you closer to the action. Current warnings, all severe thunderstorm warnings, winds of 60 miles per hour, 1-inch hail, but it's this cell that's going to come up right there that right now is located to the northwest of Hector. It looks as if it would pass just to the east of Hector. There's another severe thunderstorm warning. That's what this box is indicating for Conway, Pope, and Van Buren County. Again, hail the main concern along with winds, but whenever we start to see these appendages develop, we have to really be concerned with a developing or a possible developing tornado. More on that is coming up in just a few minutes. Tornado watch is in effect for counties in yellow, and in the magenta, it's a severe thunderstorm watch. These watches are in effect till 10 o'clock tonight, and this is your severe weather outlook in terms of the modes of severe weather. We are looking at winds of 60 plus, hail quarter-sized, and the possibility of a brief tornado in that hatched area, but sometimes tornadoes will develop outside of those areas they're intended. They have their own rules. We'll keep an eye on what's going on up in Polk County, and I'll have an update in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Tom, thank you. Developing tonight, major changes are coming to the way Arkansas child care facilities will receive state voucher funds, and it has local businesses very concerned.
TH11's Carter 3 joins us to explain what's happening and what happens next. Carter?
Faith and Rolly, we've followed the child care crisis in Arkansas for years. High costs, long wait lists, and workforce challenges all adding up for families and facilities. And providers that I talked to today say new funding changes could compound the problem even further.
We only have 10 days to figure all of this out.
It's not a very long time, but come October 1st, major changes to the way child care works in the state of Arkansas will take effect. In the past, the Better Beginnings system rated Arkansas child care centers and reimbursed them based on that.
You get assessed and you invest all this money and time, and you get to certain levels where you get certain levels of pay. When you get these levels of pay, then you use that money to put into the quality of care for your children.
Larissa Dixon with Toodle Tots Daycare in Benton recently learned that won't be the case much longer. Starting next month, child care providers statewide will all be reimbursed at the same market rate. Don Collier owns a child care facility in Sheridan and says for places at levels 3 through 6, there will be a huge drop in funding.
They will all now get the same amount, which is at the level 2 Better Beginnings. So it doesn't matter if they're level 7, level 4, level 2, they will all get the same amount of reimbursement for their quality rating.
For facilities that have gotten used to those higher funds, they feel like a rug has been pulled out from under them. Dixon says Toodle Tots is expanding its playground right now. She told us that will have to stop when the changes take effect, and that's just the beginning.
You increase your staff's pay, and you buy all the extra toys, and you have 150 blocks, and you do all the things that they want you to do to get the raise. You give them the raise, and now they're taking the raise back.
In their press release last week, the Department of Education said that the one market rate will help prices reflect the current cost of care. Providers say even if that's true, they need more time.
We have started writing letters, and we have reached out.
Any changes that are this drastic should be done over time. Nobody can be expected to make such a huge shift in 10 days.
We reached out to the Department of Education for further comment, and they referred us back to that press release from last Friday. You can read that right now on our website, thv11.com.
Carter, thank you. Another policy change that could ripple back into Arkansas. The Trump administration ending an annual study that tries to track food insecurity across the country. The Agriculture Department called the survey subjective and had become inaccurate over the years, according to their release. But critics of the administration note it comes right after Congress voted to pause or cancel a slew of supports for food banks and make changes to SNAP benefits. We asked the Arkansas Food Bank for their reaction, and they tell us while the decision is significant, they and their partners have been preparing for it. A spokesperson for the nonprofit tells us there should not be any immediate changes to their services.
Well, tonight we sit down with former North Little Rock police officer Tommy Norman. He announced his retirement yesterday, a week after he was arrested for domestic battery and placed on administrative leave. Norman has millions of followers on social media, an audience he's grown after years of posting proof of what he calls community policing. His arrest on September 13th was in connection to what North Little Rock investigators called a domestic violence incident. In our one-on-one conversation, he admits he knows people's perceptions about him may have changed in light of all the recent headlines.
It was embarrassing. I'll be totally honest with you, Faith. But it's a chance for us to grow as a couple, and it's also a chance for me. I know people are disappointed in me.
Yeah.
Regardless if the incident was right or wrong or indifferent, I know people right now are looking at me different. And I want to show them that the Tommy Norman that they've known in the community for almost 30 years, I'm the same person. But I haven't had a bump.
Tonight on THV 11 News at 10, more from my conversation with Tommy Norman about the night of his arrest, his decision to retire, and what's next.
So we don't really know what to believe or what to listen to, but all I can say is that it's getting a lot worse the more that we wait out here, the more that we have to wait on, people to help us move.
Our coverage continues tonight over the deteriorating conditions at Willow Bend Apartments in Jacksonville, where families still wait for help while stuck in the now closed and condemned complex. And tonight, those few families left there say things are getting worse.
As THV 11's Maya Ellison shows us, the clock is ticking and patience is running out.
Glass all on the ground and all types of stuff. My baby is scared. She don't even feel safe at home anymore since the break-in happened.
That's just part of what tenant Kariah Kirk says she's experienced living at Willow Bend Apartments in Jacksonville. Now, back in July, we reported that both Mayor Jeff Elmore and Jacksonville Police Department's code enforcement agreed to shut down the complex. And since then, Kirk says conditions have only gotten worse.
Had somebody come and break my back door in while me and my child was in here watching TV. It's been hell out here.
Kirk showed us the damage and says people trying to escape homelessness have moved into vacant units.
So they can't get in through the front. So they use the back doors. And this one yesterday was just spewing out water. They had somebody come out here and stop it. And then all this trash, you can smell the mold coming out of that apartment.
On Monday, the city announced in a statement that the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development will coordinate relocation help through tenant protection vouchers.
Our vouchers are valid up to 60 days. And we're also hearing from other people that they're trying to tear Willow Bend down within those 60 days.
Kirk says she just received her voucher, starting the clock on the search that she says is a struggle in itself.
We were all under the impression that everything was figured out for us. They got properties picked out for us, that we were just going to get a voucher, move in, and it'd be done. We have to look for the places. That's stressful because not everybody has the right help to help them move their stuff.
The city says, quote, the vouchers cover relocation expenses and that HUD will work with the city's housing authority to reimburse moving costs. And that the 60 days is not a deadline, but an estimate. But Kirk says the wait is what worries her the most.
We don't really know what to believe or what to listen to, but all I can say is that it's getting a lot worse the more that we wait out here.
In Jacksonville, Maya Ellison, THV 11 News.
Now, the city clarified there will be no penalty for any tenants unable to find housing within the 60-day window.
And we asked city officials to go on camera, but they said they're busy trying to help get those families moved.
Watching a couple of severe cells in north central Arkansas. We've got one that is for Conway, Pope, and Van Buren County. This cell with some large hail, and this one that's north of Hector and Pope County. Both of these cells are moving to the east-southeast. More strong thunderstorms in your forecast tonight. Some could be severe. I'll have your forecast after the break.